Good morning. Multiple neighbors tell us they heard multiple gunshots. Some of them believe they may have caught a glimpse of the shooter who was running down an alley. One of the women who was shot lives on this street. Police have not disclosed whether they believe these women were targeted. Residents at North Bell and Arthur Avenues say they saw a flash outside their windows, then heard multiple shots. This woman, who did not want to be identified, says it happened right in front of her apartment building.
I heard 4 gunshots. I came to the window. It sounded like someone was pounding on my door. I came to the window, and I did see a guy running down the alley.
The 2 women were sitting in a parked white SUV at about 10 last night. Police say they heard the gunshots, felt pain, and realized they had been hit. One of the women, who's 29 years old, was shot in the neck. Neighbors say she was conscious when paramedics arrived. They say the other woman wasn't moving. Police say the 28-year-old was shot in the face. Residents who saw the man running down an alley right after the shooting say he may have gotten into a waiting car.
Well, it made me uneasy last night. What goes through my mind is I don't want to walk around at night by myself parking the car. This is all street parking. You know, I don't know if it was random. It scares me.
While Chicago police have not revealed a possible motive, neighbors say to them it looked like these women were targeted. Investigators returned back here to this neighborhood this morning, going door to door, seeking additional witnesses and any home security video. Both women remain in critical condition at St. Francis Hospital in Evanston.
Evanston, that's a nice suburb, right?
As of now, but it's been having its moments. Like sporadic violence, but like you say, you know, anything goes nowadays.
Yeah.
But even with all of this shit said, and the I Nation needs to understand what I'm about to say. I know it's hard to, but it sounds scary, but I like it here. I still like it here. I'm used to it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it. Like it's home. It's kind of like, yeah, it's home. Like, yeah. I completely understand that. Like, you know how to navigate it. Like, it's just you just know how to walk the walk and how to talk the talk and how to, you know, be where you need to be and not be where you don't need to be. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I get it.
In fact, law and order. So I believed in my mind at that time that, you know, it was impossible for a man to be falsely accused and charged with something that they didn't do.
For more than 30 years, an innocent New Orleans man was held behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. Sullivan Walter was just 17 years old when he was convicted and spent years at Angola.
Less than 24 hours after his release, Eleanor Tabone sat down with him to find out how he survived.
In 1986, I was falsely accused and tried and convicted for a rape that I didn't commit.
Sullivan Walter was convicted of forcible rape. He was arrested 6 weeks after the crime, and his arrest was based on one composite drawing and a photo lineup. Police didn't once ask him for an alibi. At trial, he was found guilty based on witness testimony.
The day of my sentencing was devastating.
He spent 12 years in Angola. The rest of his time was spent in Elaine Hunt Correctional Centre.
I was angry because I didn't quite understand why me?
36 years later,
I was unable to breathe as if my breath was taken away for 36 years of my life. And the moment I was released, when I walked out the gates, I really felt that I was able to breathe once again.
He's a free man.
Police officer believed that Sullivan Walter resembled that composite drawing, and as a result, he was put in a photo lineup, which was shown to the victim, and she identified him, and that was...
What do y'all think about this so far?
Oh, no, that's...
So how did they exculpate him?
I don't know. Are they not denying that the witnesses saw him? Because they did say witnesses seen him now, and they ain't deny that.
I want to know, do they have someone in custody for the rape? Like, did they find out that it was another person? Like, oh yeah, it wasn't him. It was this other guy who did it. Or it wasn't him and nobody did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, somebody raped that woman of Blase Blah. There was a forcible rape. Like, did you see the show last night, TJ? We did a story about a guy in Fairfax. You remember that? Y'all remember that guy in Fairfax, that Sun team that was going around raping women? Young man, too. He was a young brother, man. Like 20. And it's just like he was going around, like, just bizarre, man. I don't know. Sometimes I think these I just find it hard that they pull a name out of a hat. It's just bizarre, man. Like,
it was last night. I go back and watch it.
Yeah, no, I might show it again, but it's just, I don't know, man. I just don't be knowing about these exonerations. I be thinking, like, I'm glad the brother got exonerated because he did 36 years. It's not like he did 2 years and got exonerated, but if he did it, I wouldn't even care that he came home after 36 years. Even if he did it, and this is just some woke bullshit, some wokesters went through and found a loophole to get him out, he did 36 years. So I'm not mad at him. You know, so even if he did it.
Do you think he's going to look for a payout or no?
Oh, definitely.
Why not?
Yeah, he's going to get paid.
He's
going to get
and
that.
she identified him, and that was essentially the entire case against him.
His attorney, Richard Davis, with the Innocence Project New Orleans, says the crime happened in the Irish Channel, but Sullivan stayed in Uptown.
The person who'd actually done the rape had been seen hanging out in the area around the time of the crime.
The evidence.
The person who committed the rape wore a blue hat. Sullivan Walter owned a blue hat. That was presented as evidence against him. And again, nothing distinctive about the hat, not like a brand or a writing, just a blue baseball cap.
And system failing the young man.
He was 17, a poor young black child accused of a crime.
So many years has passed me by.
Yeah, that whole poor young black man accused of a child crime, that literally is like, that's the best way to go into the criminal justice system as a poor young black person accused of a crime. Like, no one has a more lenient time in the criminal justice system than a poor young black child accused of a crime.
I don't know, but in 86 and where he was at in Louisiana, shit.
I might have to go. I might have to pull up one of those old news articles on y'all today, man. Like, this 86, it could have been 1906, man. It could have been 1876, man.
He's from Louisiana?
Yeah, it's Louisiana.
Oh, yeah. Going to prison saved his life. God damn.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
Baseball cap.
And system failing the young man.
He was 17, a poor young black child accused of a crime.
So many years has passed me by, and I've almost lost hope. I didn't think that anything would ever happen because I felt that, you know, I was going up against a giant.
All Sullivan wants now is to live his life and accountability be taken for this mistake that cost him 36 years.
I would like for the system to be fixed.
Eleanor Tabone, Eyewitness News.